My name is Lauren Gay, and I'm the owner of Joui Wine. I grew up in Inglewood. I went to Northmont High School. I graduated from Northmont, went to Ohio State. After graduating from Ohio State, I joined the Peace Corps, and I spent 2 years serving in Peace Corps Kenya, which was a crazy experience and kind of helped to spark my interest in travel. After finishing my service in Kenya, came back to the United States, moved to Los Angeles, and that's where I really gained a love and appreciation for wine. I was very lucky to work under some wonderful mentors that really encouraged me to continue my wine education. That's when I started my journey through the Court of Master Sommeliers and got my Level 1 certification. And then it was a trip back to Ohio where we met the owners of Tender Mercy and Sueño, and we had kind of come to a loose agreement that if I helped them get their concepts open and running as a sommelier, as a manager, kind of get those evenly keeled, then they would assist me with making my dream become a reality as well. So for years, I had kind of researched different places around Dayton and looked at so many different spots. My heart was not necessarily set on the Fire Blocks district. I knew I wanted to be downtown in some capacity, but I had looked at locations in St. Anne's, in South Park, on 5th Street, and came upon this spot, and I walked in and I knew immediately that this is where it was supposed to be. Opening was wild. We opened in December of 2023, which is just a crazy time to open a hospitality-related business anyways, since it's the holidays and people are feeling festive and eating and drinking more. So it was already going to be a busy time, plus the fact that we were the new shiny object in town. People were really, really excited to come out and see the new spot. So the first month we were open, it was just absolutely bananas, and we felt the love big time from the community. The name Joui Wine, actually, I came across an article online, and it was all about words in foreign languages that don't really have a direct translation to English. And one of the words was jouissance, which in French means something that brings physical and intellectual delight. And I loved that concept so much because that's what wine is for me. Wine obviously makes me feel good, but it's more than that. It's a very cerebral, intellectual experience. You know, there's all of these aromas that remind you of different things, and then you taste it, and I don't know, it's just like very stimulating and exciting, and really, really good wines are complex, and you have a sip and you notice something, and you have another sip and you notice something new about it, and it evolves in a glass, and then you have it with food and it becomes something entirely different. So that word really encapsulated my experience with wine. So I took the first 4 letters of jouissance, which is joui, and looked up what that meant. And so the verb jouir in French means to enjoy. And I was like, this is amazing. It's all coming together so perfectly. Ironically, both the words jouissance and joui kind of have some sexual connotations to them. It kind of affirmed that it actually was really perfect because, I don't know, wine is a sensual thing. Sensual as in, well, it is kind of sexy, but sensual as in it brightens your senses. You know, you smell it, you taste it, you have it with food, you have it with friends and family and company, and all of these things are very stimulating to the senses. And so I think it's kind of fun and tongue-in-cheek now in some ways, and also even more fitting. So, also if you want to pronounce it correctly in French, it's joui, like oui, joui, but we all just call it joy. Makes it easy. What I think sets Joui Wine apart is the fact that we have a focus on a few different things. Number one is environmental preservation. The wine industry tends to be very destructive to the environment. So I try to source wines that are some level of organic, that doesn't use herbicides, pesticides, fungicides, any kind of chemical intervention. Wineries that really try to preserve waterways. The kind of pollution that can come off from any kind of agricultural activity is pretty profound. Beyond the environmental conservation, I do try to work with wineries that are kind of smaller in scale and maybe have smaller production. And I also give a lot of preferential treatment towards female and minority owned or operated wineries. I think there's a lot of storytelling that comes along with wine, and I really want to lean into that and kind of use this platform as an opportunity to uplift these families and these stories. impact that I hope that Joui has on the community is that it is a gathering place. I personally have goals to introduce really fun and exciting wines to the community. Dayton is definitely a beer town, I'd say first and foremost, and then maybe secondarily a cocktail town. When this place was designed, one of the very key elements of the space was its versatility. We wanted to make sure that the retail spacing was very movable so that we could transform the space into a performance venue. We've done everything from live music to poetry readings to yoga and wine sessions to burlesque shows and pretty much everything else in between. And I think that really exemplifies what I want this space to be. It's a space for the community. I also really love our wine club. I think maybe the wine club is what I'm most passionate about right now. For me, it's almost like a journal entry. It's storytelling. I'm able to kind of curate these wines and send people on an adventure every single month. So when I think about the future of Joui and how we can continue to expand and grow, my mind immediately goes towards the wine club, because I would love to start doing maybe wine travel, things that the wine club members can be a part of, whether that's something local or heck, I've got tons of notes and ideas for taking a group of folks and doing some wine tourism in Portugal together. So if I have my dream, that would be the trajectory of Joui Wine, is international domination. If somebody is looking to start a business in Dayton, I would greatly encourage them. Like I had said, I think the time is ripe for Dayton. There are people moving to Dayton and not just people moving away from Dayton. And we're just really lucky that we have a community of support networks and also a city full of entrepreneurial spirit and a long legacy and history of that. I hope the future of Dayton continues on the path that it's currently on, which feels like this new guard of young entrepreneurs that are coming in with tons of enthusiasm and great ideas. And I see that in a lot of my neighbors here in the fire blocks. These folks are just really passionate about what they're doing. So I think that is our trajectory. We've got some really cool old guard restaurants and hospitality things, but I think that preserving those legacies while hand in hand having new innovative spaces is kind of what's going to make Dayton a success. Joui Wine would not be here today if it weren't for the hundreds of people that help make it a reality. I know I'm the sole owner, but there are so many people whose fingerprints are all over this place. I have a business coach through the SBDC that helped me with my business plan. Citywide Group helped me acquire my funding. The First Floor Fund really helped make this place a possibility. It would not have happened without them as well. So many community members that reached out to me even to be a part of the process. So many people that lent me their time and talents and goodwill, I guess, along the way. And so that's one of the many reasons why Dayton is so special. A lot of people told me I was really brave to open a business in downtown Dayton, and I think that I'm not brave, but I think that I can see the vision of what downtown Dayton is going to be, and in some ways we're not 100% there quite yet. So there are days that are just, you know, it's bonkers from the time we open till the time we close, and then sometimes I look around and it's kind of a ghost town, and so it's interesting to be part of this journey of Dayton at this stage. I feel like I got in at a great time. I feel like we're on the precipice of becoming something extraordinary. And so I see the trajectory that we're on, and it takes people like the Tender Mercy and Sueños, like the Tony and Pete's, like the Grists, like the Jollities of the community to really put down roots and have confidence in Dayton and invest in Dayton so that we can get to that point. My name is Lauren Gay. This is Joui Wine, and this is the Gem City.